All right, and we are live.
Hello,
Live
hello.
on the SCULPTAFIT Facebook page.
Nice.
All right, so we're going to get our wired mic on as you're watching the warm-up here for podcast episode number 39, Wellness and Weight Loss for Women
And men.
and Men. This all counts.
For humans.
That's right. All right, new episode. Time to record. This is Joey Atlas and back with number 39, episode number 39 of the
Wellness and Weight Loss for Women
and Men podcast and video show. So last week I forgot to turn on the cam streaming live to the SCULPTAFIT page. So we're doing that now. You might be tuning in. If you're tuning in, let us know below where you're tuning in from. If you're watching this after the fact, still on Facebook or on YouTube, the Wellness and Weight Loss for Women and Men podcast video show, post below, down below. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you want more of. And we're going to let you know a few things right now. Nick, what are we going to let them know?
Oh, there's so many things to pick from.
So let's say somebody who knows us already, shared this with a friend. Hey, you got to listen to these people here. They're talking sense about all this stuff. You'll learn something. And they share it with them, and we're brand new to somebody, right?
Okay.
Like, what do we do? What do they do?
All right, so if you want to learn more about us, you can go to fitnesstraining.live. That if you're anywhere in the world, you'll get some more info about us, some freebies, and some different ways to connect with us there. If you're watching on the SCULPTAFIT Facebook page, or if you're not, you can go to the SCULPTAFIT Facebook page. You can find us at SCULPTAFIT.com. You can find Joey at thejoeyatlas.com.
Or better off on Facebook.
Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, Joey Atlas Fitness, SCULPTAFIT, SCULPTAFIT. And we'll throw this in here. If you just want to connect with us and a lot of other people who've been with us literally since 2006, search for the official SCULPTAFIT Club Fitness, Worldwide Fitness Community on Facebook. If you can't find it, just go to fitnesstraining.live, sign up for all the free videos, you start with there, and we'll send you the link to join the private Facebook group. This is no charge. You get to come in there, you'll be amongst a lot of awesome people, all willing to help each other and helping each other. Not just willing to, but they're all helping each other. I'm in there at least once or twice a day. Nikki might be coming in and out of there. Just a really good place to get acquainted with the different way we go about things, which is part of what we're going to be talking about today. I got a sticky note in one of my pockets here.
There we go.
A sticky note, another sticky note episode.
I love it.
So fitnesstraining.live is the perfect place to start. SCULPTAFIT.com, especially if you're local. Here,
Absolutely.
St. John's, Julington Creek, Mandarin, Nocatee. We've got people who come from St. Augustine. We have clients who come from Orange Park over the bridge, and a few other clients that come because we're like the only place that does this style of fitness training and mindset repositioning. And so they come here. They make the trip because, as they say, it is so worth it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, cool thing is, if you're not local, we're still helping people all around the world, right? All around the U.S., Canada, UK, Australia, New Zealand, you name it, all over the world. From our freebies, one of them being this podcast, to our YouTube channels, all the way up to private, custom, one-on-one remote coaching.
Daily remote coaching.
Daily remote coaching. Some people realize, okay, I've had your guys' material in my hands for a couple of years, even though I know it's great. I did it a week, I haven't used it, I need a coach. I need somebody to hold me accountable, but hold me accountable the right way, right? Part of what we're going to be talking about today. So, we can help anybody, anywhere. That's the point here. But you got to come connect with us, and then share our freebies at least with your friends, your family members, your coworkers, even your in-laws. They deserve to have good stuff too. So share it with them, right?
I was taking a look. The Facebook page has almost 500 people.
How about that?
Every day, there's at least 30 new posts a day.
Yeah.
Official SCULPTAFIT Club Worldwide
And they're like, this is the best community, this is the best group, I love being in here, because some of them are getting that connection, camaraderie, and community that allows them to stick with their program, because they're virtually surrounded by people who are all aiming toward the same kinds of goals. Improving their health, improving their bodies, improving their mental state, improving their wellness, longevity, you name it. They're all working toward very similar goals, and they're all supporting each other in that. So awesome stuff. Which takes us to, with all this going on, we've got so many things to talk about. Like every day we have new topics that pop up that would make great material for the podcast. Our challenge is focusing down on just one or two things per episode. And it's a challenge because we're constantly taking notes on, oh yeah, we should talk about that. And a lot of these come up as a result of what goes on in the group, the Facebook group, where people are having conversations, or they're asking for advice, or they're trading tips. Or in studio, where clients have certain questions, or somebody has like a breakthrough success plateau broken through, and there are reasons why that happens. And so the reasons why they're able to make progress become topics of discussion because other people need to learn that. Also in one-on-one remote coaching scenarios, golden material surfaces, like golden, and this is from the client's mouths, like, oh my Lord, I never would have thought about approaching it this way. But then again, in the past I've always failed because I've tried all these other ways. Now we do it like this, and now it's making all the sense in the world. So that's where a lot of the material comes from. Real life situations with real people on the journey, okay? So, today we've taken it down to a specific topic called weight loss through body recomposition.
Oof, I like it.
All right, now, here's how we're going to start this. You ready?
Let's hear it.
When I say body recomposition, what comes to your mind? What are the things you're thinking about?
What I'm thinking about?
Yeah.
Those health factors. So that body fat is in a healthier range. The body fat's coming down, muscle mass, lean tissue going up.
Okay. Lean tissue, you just said. This is really important. Lean tissue. When we say lean tissue, many people use it as one word. It's really a bunch of words in one. Lean tissue is fascia, nerves, connective tissue, ligaments, tendons, and bones. And there's some more in there, but you never think, oh yeah, there is a lot of lean tissue, which is non-fatty tissue, okay? And of course, muscles, right? So when we talk about lean tissue, and we talk about body recomposition, which leads to healthy weight loss, not just weight loss, healthy weight loss, because there are two different things. Here's what happens. And this was triggered, actually, this topic was triggered by two things. I got at least one Facebook message, at least one email, and then a conversation with, this is actually a one-off consulting client, and also another conversation with a one-on-one client. So the email messages that came in went something like this. Hey Joey, I hope you can help. I lost about 38 and a half pounds in the last, 7 months or 8 months. But now there's a problem. Everything is saggy and mushy, and I look okay in clothes now. Yes. I feel better. Yes. But I don't feel the way I think I should. I think I should feel stronger and more energetic. And without clothes, I look awful now. Everything's saggy and mushy, and it's almost like it looks deflated. And I don't even have to ask. I knew how they lost the weight without even asking. They did some kind of extreme diet. They were in that 1% of people who could stick to it long enough. Maybe they were on medications. People are still taking phentermine. Doctors are still prescribing phentermine for weight loss. It's bizarre. And if you dig deep enough, usually these people will say, well, yeah, I did a combination of this, and this, and that's how I got the weight off. No exercise, no proper fitness training, no actual balanced, fully healthy meals. Sometimes people do. they're good enough to like realize, oh, I've been eating awfully. I'm gonna clean it up. And for some people, that actually is their weight loss program, just cleaning up their nutrition, but they're still not exercising. There's something important being missed there. They're neglecting all of the muscles, nerves, fascia, the lean tissue, and the proper stimulation it all needs for getting the proper body composition. So they're not engaged in recomposition strategies and tactics and training. The majority of people, this is women and men, if you're aiming to lose weight in a healthy way, because there are very unhealthy ways to lose weight, and some people are fine doing that. They'll say, oh, I don't have time for exercise, or I don't like to sweat, or I don't like working out, whatever. Wherever that all comes from, it's another story. But there are healthy ways to lose weight, right? People who understand that are open and intelligent enough to realize, yes, for my health, wellness, longevity, and all the benefits that come with proper fitness training, I do need to be exercising, right? So what does that bring to a person's healthy weight loss program? That brings them the ability to recompose their body that has been decomposing while still living. Decomposing means we lose bone density. Decomposing. We lose muscle mass. Early stages is muscle atrophy, and then you have sarcopenia in later stages where like muscle tissue doesn't actually just shrink, it actually disappears for good. We have thinning of the fascia, connective tissue, all these dense, pliable structures we need, everything gets deflated and decomposes, disappears. So the cool thing is, while we're still alive, the human body is able to recompose those, but it has to be stimulated and trained in order to get things to want to recompose themselves and rebuild themselves and come back together, to be put back together, right? So, the way we coach people one-on-one is we're not going to give you a meal plan or a diet, a strict regimen to follow. We're going to observe you first, and from your baseline foundation of nutritional habits, we're going to start making tweaks and modifications, subtractions and additions based on what you've been doing, so that it's not radical, it's not dramatic, it doesn't stress you out. We're just going to go with the flow and then start changing things along the way that make more sense for where you're at, where you're going, and the goals you have, and how you're training now, right? There's a synergy there. So the aim is to have somebody learn that I'm not after weight loss, I'm not dieting, I'm after recomposing this body, right? So it gets recomposed through the stimulation of proper exercise that we have our own ways, and then feeding the body the base nutrients it needs to rebuild the body, right? All the foods and beverages we take in, they get broken down into their most basic elements, and those elements get taken up by the body, re-assimilated to become the body, right? So people who eat poorly, they're taking in their future body.
Yeah.
So processed garbage foods are the future you. Those things are going to become your cells. When we change the eating methodologies and a person's personal habits to bring in a lot of good stuff from the earth, those elements become the human body. So they decrease the risk of disease. If they're training with that, they're utilizing those building block nutrients to now rebuild the body with the stimulation of proper fitness training they're given it. So they're recomposing their body, both short-term and long-term, right? The cellular turnover of the entire body's systems arguably takes anywhere from like a year to 18 months for every cell in our bodies to be replaced by a new one.
That's a huge deal. We got a lot of cells.
Yes, a lot of cells. It's a big deal because you have two types of body changes. One are the immediate ones that people can see and feel in the first few weeks.
Skin,
muscle, the firmness of your skin starting to show. And then a year to 18 months later, you've got deeper layer stuff being replaced that's coming to the surface. Then you're really starting to see changes in skin texture, skin tone. You'll see different like muscle lines through the body, not because of the short-term strength training, resistance training effects, but from the cells being replaced at deeper levels that are now becoming the new cells, and the training effect you're giving to the structures themselves, right? So recomposition can take, it's a lifetime thing, but to see major recomposition, you're looking at, depending on the person, anywhere from 9 months to 12 to 18 months for like dramatic. So you know when you see people like, oh my God, you look so young now, like you gotta see them. Usually they didn't do an extreme diet. They didn't like waste away and just like now their skin is falling off. They've done a complete holistic approach to proper nutrition, proper exercise, not just any old exercise, proper exercise, and possibly good supplementation. Not like scammy, fat loss pills or silly stuff like that. We're talking about like beneficial supplementation into an eating plan that's already good. Supplements fill gaps, right? Supplements help fill holes. Even we have them. Like, we're so busy sometimes, there are days where we're not gonna get our greens in the kitchen. So I'll make a greens shake supplement. That's it. Like, that's one example. There are others, but that's one example. So healthy, proper, well-matched supplementation in that equation. This gives us that synergy of body recomposition. What does that mean to the average person who wants to first think they need to lose weight? It means they have to forget about weight loss as the goal or the aim, and they have to think about recomposing this body, right? It's a totally different mindset, totally different picture. Therefore, it's a totally different approach in their thinking process and what they're going to do, right? So, what do you think, like, the average person out there, right? We know most people, who doesn't say they want to lose weight? It's like 80% of people out there, would you like to lose a few pounds? Oh yeah, tell me how I can do it by tomorrow, right? When we're looking at the mass market out there, and the largest group of people who need to lose weight, I mean, obesity rates are climbing, right? Pre-obesity rates are climbing because you have to be pre-obesity before you can be obese, right? It's all climbing. What if somebody came to you, hey Nick, I'm new to all this stuff, my coworker said she comes to you guys and she looks and feels phenomenal. I want to lose weight, but I'm kind of unsure as to if what you guys do is for me or what I need to do, or is it different than her? Like, people don't really know, right? They're looking for answers because they're really confused now with everything out there on the internet and the news. Like, even the news shows, it's not news, it's confusion. Like, all it does is confuse people. What would you say to that lady or her husband, coming in with a big, big belly and he's kind of unsure? How would you explain to them, okay, weight loss as a goal is great, but it's actually recomposition we're after. Like, how would you explain that to them?
Well, so usually when we go into, okay, well, what's your reason why? Why do you want to lose weight, right? And then it comes from, oh, I want to, gain more self-confidence. Oh, the doctor, doctor's office this, or my grandkids are coming around, or my kids are older and single, but one day I'm hoping I have grandkids and I want to be active for them. And those are the reasons that, okay, then we need to get you healthier, period, right? That body composition in a healthy range will likely equal fat loss for that person, or weight loss for that person, but it's the foundational reasons why that get them there. And I think you pointed out a really good point earlier, and kept moving forward when we look at nutrition from an observational standpoint and then make tweaks based on that person. A lot of times what people will see is, okay, here's a 4-week fat burner or 1 week absolute, follow this diet, you're good to go for life. And if it's not sustainable, it's not attainable for that future. Like it's just not. So taking that observational and saying, okay, like, you know, with that man or that woman, their training program may have same foundation moves, but they may be doing different things based on their abilities, based on their levels, and that's kind of where we come in. And their eating patterns. You know, we're not going to prescribe a certain eating pattern for everyone because it's got to fit into their lifestyle and they've got to do it long term. And I think that was a really big point that you hit on earlier.
Nice. So you said the key, the reason why. Somebody says, I want to lose weight, but I'm kind of confused as to exactly how or what. That's exactly it. We need to ask them the reasons why. You don't want to lose weight for the sake of losing weight. There are reasons. Let's sit down and talk about those reasons, because when we really look at those reasons, it's not weight loss you really want. You want to recompose and rebuild this body that you've let go. This isn't about your weight. This is about how you've been living. So when we change and improve the way you're living and thinking, based on the reasons why you want to regain all that, then the weight loss is kind of like a side effect of how we're going to start living now and thinking. With that being said, not everybody who comes to us is a weight loss client. They're strictly a body recomposition client. I was talking to Heather. I didn't get permission to use last names, so speaking to Heather last night, she's bought several programs. She did a solo consultation with me last night on the phone to get some more clarity and for me to learn her story and why she chose us and our methods and our programs. And one of the things she was talking about, the reason why our presentations resonated with her and other people, this is what we hear. She said, when you guys are talking about the body as like a multifaceted system of systems put together, and it all comes down to how you're thinking, how you have to eat realistically, how your exercise has to help you and not hurt you, it really started clicking. And then hearing about you guys talk about this weight stuff the way you do and intuitive eating, and this is actually not about weight loss. She said, it reminded me, she said, I was at some kind of like bodybuilder or bikini competition, like physique competition, and somebody was showing her a video. She said there were two women that were almost like the same height. They were the same weight, but one of them was really good with her training, and the other one she didn't train at all. She was just a woman at that weight. And to see these women side by side, same height, same weight, with two totally different looking bodies, you would think, well, this one's definitely overweight, and this one's in awesome shape and not overweight. No, they're both the same weight, same height. They're just different body compositions because one took care of herself, the other did not. So even with people who are at decent weights, you can still be awfully out of shape, horribly out of shape, bad health, bad vitals, and feeling it too. Like people feel when they're out of shape. It doesn't matter what your weight is. You can feel unhealthy, out of shape, low on energy, achy, stiff, neck hurts, back hurts, knees hurt, because you haven't been taking care of yourself. The weight doesn't matter. All the weight does on a person like that, every like 5, 10, 20 pounds you add on the frame of a person who's already ailing, it's like slowly killing yourself. Like if I strap on a backpack with even just 10 pounds or 15 pounds, that hurts. Within 2 hours, I'm dying. But people are carrying around 40, 50, 60, 100, over 100 extra pounds a day, every minute. It's no wonder why your body is hurting. That has to come off. Now, dial it back to recomposition of the person who is not quote-unquote overweight. They're deconditioned. They're out of shape. So everybody, this is not just about weight loss. This is about taking care of your entire whole self the right way, regardless of your weight. The weight will take care of itself as long as you're doing the right things, living the right daily habits, right? Following through on, okay, I've got my reasons why, so therefore, if I want to be around for the grandkids, if I want to do my gardening, if I want to go with my friends on vacation and not be scared and worry about my health, then I have to train myself daily to do the right things. I have to exercise properly. I have to nourish this body properly. I have to take care of my mindset properly. That means surrounding yourself as good as you can with other like-minded people who are aiming toward the same goals. If you don't do that stuff, you suffer the consequences. How many ladies come in here, right, to the studio, like locally? I've let myself go. It's like the first words out of their mouth when they're thinking about getting started and they're going to try it. I've let myself go, right? Some people, it has to get so bad where they've let themselves go that they can't live their life anymore, or even half of the life they used to live, and they realize, I'm killing myself. Now I need to do something. And the doctor said, yeah, like now you really have to do something, right? They're open-minded, like, okay, you guys are the professionals, heard a lot of good things about you, I'm ready for you to guide me on the things that I either stopped doing long ago or didn't bother learning how to do in the first place properly, right? Now I'm putting my life, my health, my body in your hands to take me there, right? And so as long as they're open-minded, how many ladies in here have we helped like rebuild, strengthen, get mentally, emotionally stronger, clarity, like everything, the whole package. But it's by first seeing we're not here to lose weight. We're here to recompose this body, the mind, and the spirit, because the spirit and mind get recomposed as well.
Yeah,
how many people change?
Absolutely.
Right? It's like two different people sometimes. It's just, they wouldn't believe it if you tell them at first coming in here, but they themselves feel it and see it as the months progress. I feel like a new person. It's not just physical, the reason why they're saying that. Right?
Everything.
Mental, spiritual, emotional, psychological. When you start getting yourself back, you get your life back, and then this gray cloud over you kind of disappears, and everything seems brighter and sunnier, and you feel better about your life because now you feel like, oh, I'm in control of my health now.
Yeah.
It's not that I've given up control, I've regained it.
You're in the driver's seat, not in the
That's right.
passenger or the back
That's
seat,
right.
tied up in the trunk.
That's it. But, as we always say, it's got to be with the right information, the right methods, the right approach, surrounded by the right people guiding you. If you do it the wrong way, Heather told me last night some crazy stuff. Like, she's like, I thought they were going to kill me, these places in the past. And they almost did. Like, it's the bizarrest thing what goes on out there. But that's life. All we can do is bring our good stuff to the world and let more and more people find it naturally by word of mouth, by other people sharing. And that's all we're here to do. We might throw a dig once in a while, but we try to be really careful because, they're trying out there, right? That's it. Virtual high five. High five. That's episode 39 of the Wellness and Weight Loss for Women and men and the guys in your lives. You just heard us talk about stuff that is universal, not unisex, unisexy.
Sexy.
It's a new word in my vocabulary. So anybody who tuned in halfway or toward the end, I want to follow these guys. Like, I want more of this stuff. I want their freebies. I want to see what programs they have that I can sign up for. What do they do?
Check out either above or below wherever you're seeing it, because we'll likely have the links there, right? Fitnesstraining.live, that will get you some awesome stuff. Our Facebook community, official SculptaFit worldwide
Official SculptaFit Club, worldwide fitness community.
SculptaFit.com. If you're local, St. John's, Mandarin, St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra,
Orange Park.
It's kind of, local's a relative term. And want to check us out in studio for either small group or personal training or some stretch sessions or massage. We do massage too. You can get a hold of us through SculptaFit.com or the studio number 904-891-3680.
Fitnesstraining.live, not fitnesstrainинglive.com. I've had some people say, I couldn't get there. I typed in fitnesstraininglive.com. Fitnesstraining.live, L-I-V-E. We'll take you there. It's really simple. You start off with a bunch of freebie videos. We send you every episode in follow-up so that you don't miss these anymore. You can subscribe directly to them. And I think that's it for today. I'm going to save the rest of my topics for next week.
Awesome.
week after, and they just keep piling up. I've got awesome success stories piling up. We'll save those, maybe we'll do one per episode, because in those success stories are literal like light bulb moments for people. And these people say this, like, I was listening to so-and-so's story that you were sharing, and then it hit me. That's what I was going through.
Yep.
And this is where I messed up. Now I need to do what you guys did with her to get back on track, or what you did with that guy to get back on track and get past the obstacles again, right? So, that's it. On video, you're going to watch us take off our wired mics. We're going to shut down the podcast. Thank you for tuning in. As always, let us know you tuned in. Come find us at the links and the places and the SculptaFit pages we told you about on Facebook. And until episode number 40,
Big forum.
be safe, be well,
See you then.
and be strong.
Perfect.
And if you're tuning in, because we can't see the other side of the cam right now because we got it flipped, post below, let us know where you're tuning in from, and share this with at least one person. And as always, thank you for being here. We love you. See you next time.
Next week.